Hear me now. All right. All right. Hold on. So make sure that we can hear me. Can everybody hear me now? I think we got the audio working. All right. There we go. Guys, welcome to the webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. We already got 207 people in here. All right. That's awesome. This is going to be the ultimate PPC strategy blueprint. And guys, we have a ton of stuff to cover. Oh, man, I see a lot of people in the chat. That's awesome. All right, guys, we have a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to be getting started in just a few minutes here. Just a couple quick announcements. If you guys have never been to a HOTH webinar before, welcome first. We actually, for every single webinar that we do, it's always packed with like real strategies that you can take and use right after the webinar. So we got about 30 to 45 minutes of pure training. You guys can take these tricks, tips, tools, all these things we're going to be sharing with you and really apply them. Sometimes you get on these webinars, you don't know if it's just going to be a pitch fest, but with every single webinar we do, that's what we do. Guys, we have a ton to cover, so if you're distracted by anything right now, I would suggest shutting down your phone, shutting down that Facebook tab that you've been messing around with, because we're going to be flying through this information. We have a very short period of time to do this, okay? So, guys, for all the people that are hopping in right now, guys, this is going to be the ultimate PPC strategy blueprint, how to triple your leads while slashing your costs, okay? So, guys, welcome to the webinar. We're going to be getting started here in just 1 minute. I have a few people saying that their audio is cutting out. Can you guys confirm and tell me if the audio is all right or you guys can hear me? Audio perfect here. Okay, cool. Audio is fine for me. Great. Awesome. That is awesome. Man, there's a lot of people in the chat. Dude, we got 241 people on. Guys, I'm so excited to share this with you. Guys, let's get into it. All right. So, guys, again, welcome. This is the ultimate PPC strategy blueprint, how to triple your leads while slashing your costs. Welcome to the webinar. It's going to be a lot of fun today. And I know you guys might actually be thinking, like, why is the HOTH running a PPC webinar, right? Because you guys know, if you've heard of us before, you've noticed as an SEO company, we've been around for about 10 years, almost 10 years next year. So why would an SEO company be doing a PPC webinar? Well, guys, the thing is, we've actually spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of our own money running Google ads very profitably over the last few years. And actually, running paid traffic with Google ads has really helped us become one of the fastest growing companies in the US, okay? In fact, we've actually been featured on the INC 5000 list the last 3 years in a row. We're also been the Tampa Bay Business Journal's best place to work. We're featured in Forbes. And guys, actually running paid traffic has been a key part of our success. And although I love SEO, we use it all the time, paid traffic actually gives you control, okay? It allows you to say, dude, if you want more traffic today, you can actually just get more traffic today, okay? It diversifies your traffic, and it has really been a huge part of our growth. So, guys, we wanted to bring this really powerful channel to you, okay? So we went searching for an expert that could help us refine all these strategies that we've been using internally and bring them to you. So we brought him on, and we've been working behind the scenes for the last year to really make what you're going to see today a reality, all right? And so, guys, today I want to introduce you to Carl Bartling. Carl is our head of PPC, and he is really the mastermind behind this entire strategy that you're going to be seeing and that we're going to be sharing with you today. So, guys, I'm excited for him to share this information with you. So, guys, please welcome Carl Bartling.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. Clayton, thank you for the warm intro and getting everybody going. So, as Clayton said, my name is Carl Bartling. I'm head of PPC here at the HOTH. I've been running paid traffic for over 5 years and managing hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend. I ran a successful agency helping high-profile clients like Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, and I really am a full funnel marketing expert, creating the customer journey and more than just paid traffic, but also figuring out what offer is going to convert and to get positive ROI into users' businesses. And I also hold multiple certifications with Google Ads, Analytics, Display, and much, much more. So here's the deal. It's absurdly easy to waste money with PPC. I'm sure as you know that. That's why you hear things like it didn't work or the ads are just too expensive. If you do it wrong, you're literally burning money. Most people are messing this up, but it's not their fault. You see, Google Ads is literally booby-trapped with hidden settings, checkboxes, and defaults designed to suck as much money out of you as possible. You may even see when you uncheck these things that it tells you you should not do this, or Google doesn't recommend it. Unless you know where to look, then you're going to be spending more money than you should. On the other hand, if you do it right, you can have massive, massive success. In fact, we're able to reduce one client's cost per lead by 85% with the strategies outlined in this specific webinar. And we're going to be breaking it all down for you right here, right now. So today, I'm sharing my top strategies for massively improving your PPC campaigns. Is that something you guys would like to see?
Ask them in the chat. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see.
Hell yes, yes,
Yes,
yes, yes,
nice.
yes, 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 yes.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Might break the system here. All right, let's dive into it. So just to clear some expectations, in this webinar, we have about 30 to 45 minutes of pure PPC training. We'll be moving super fast. Clay might slow me down here and there because I tend to go pretty quick. Hopefully you guys have some water, coffee, notepad, and at the end, we'll do a 30-minute Q&A with Clayton and I.
Yeah, and feel free to, if you guys have questions along the way, I'm going to be sitting in the chat. We have Becca. She's another PPC campaign manager. Go ahead and throw your questions in the chat. We can answer them along the way as well. So
right, definitely. So all right, let's get this thing rolling. And the first thing that I want to cover is why Google Ads aren't expensive. So lots of people think that ads are expensive or have these preconceived notions about PPC ads. But if you really break it down, it doesn't really matter what PPC costs. I'm talking about the cost per click, the cost per leads. What matter is ultimately the ROI, the return on investment. So I'm sure you've seen this classic saying, if I made you a deal for every dollar you give me, I'll give you $2. So I give you $1, you get $2 in return. It's a win-win. How much money would you actually give me? If I could hold that deal up, how much money would you give me? Let's drop it in the chat.
How much money? Let's see. All of it. 2 million. Nice. All of it. Tens of thousands. Yes.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty common sense and it makes sense, right? So the same applies to advertising. If we spend $1,000 in ad spend and we generate new leads from PPC, that's overall new opportunities for your business, and that allows you to close 2,000 in sales. You're winning right from the start. So we continue doing that all day, and we start getting leads in consistently, and you guys are generating that time and time again. But what if we started scaling up a bit? Your business started growing, and we started putting 5,000 in, and we gained 10,000 in sales. Now, it doesn't even matter that you're spending 5,000 because once again, that same rule applies that you're getting 10,000 in return. So once again, we'll go from 10,000 in sales. Now we're going to put 50,000 in ads, and we're going to actually grow to 100,000 in sales. Once again, that same rule applies. If you gave me $1, I'll give you $2 in return. And this is exactly what we actually do month after month here at the HOTH. And we are, we get over $100,000 in sales by putting $50,000 or more in ads again and again. And we're able to scale it up to this point. So even if you start off little by spending $1,000 in ads and getting 2,000, we can scale it up again and again over time. So as long as the ROI proves true, we want to spend as much money profitably as we can. It can be very easy to run profitable ads if you do the math and run the campaigns the right way. In fact, we can actually predict how much leads will cost you and how many you get with a certain budget. So this actually allows you to do the math and break it down to see when you will actually be ROI positive. So let me show you these secrets so that you can actually smash your competitors and run your Google Ads like a pro. Sound good?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Woo! So secret number 1, it's how to get cheaper clicks than everyone else, including your competitors. So Google Ad wants to serve up the best ads for its users, so much that they actually make bad ads more expensive and give discounts to good ads. A lot of people blame Google for this or the platform, but it really comes down to us as the advertiser. They developed a metric called quality score. This is based upon a variety of factors, but according to WordStream, the discounts could look something like this. As you can see, the benchmark for this is really 5 out of 10. And then if we raise our quality score, our cost per click actually goes lower, much, much lower. So if you're in a high competitive industry, maybe like insurance, or you're a lawyer, or even web design, if you can get a 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, or 10 out of 10, your cost per click could be discounted drastically. But if you're not getting a good click-through rate or high ad relevance, you could actually have your cost per click increase up to 400%. Yikes. So quality score is not all the end-all be-all. We don't measure our ads by this. We just measure by ROI. Quality score is a good indicator where things are, but we want to focus on return on investment. So I put this up in here to prove a point that Google wants to serve up good ads, and the best way to get high click-through rates, low cost, and get high conversions is what I call message match. So here's an example of what message match looks like. Let's say there's Sam the dentist, and he offers a few different services like most businesses do, and he even decides to set up some PPC ads for his dentistry. He loads all of his keywords into his ad group. You see here, he has Invisalign braces Tampa, porcelain veneers braces Tampa, dentist checkup, best dentist, root canals, dental implants. And once again, it's starting to look pretty good. He's putting all of his services in there, and he wants to advertise for a little bit of everything. And then next, he sets up a general ad, Sam's Dentistry. See our new patient specials, book now. And it looks good, right? I'm sure many of you guys have set up different campaigns like this where you guys are advertising on multiple services. But this is what happens when we don't think like a user, when we don't think like a consumer, when we're just thinking as an advertiser. Somebody goes into Google and actually searches for Invisalign Tampa. And then Sam's ad shows up, and unfortunately, their search does not match our ad. So overall, our click is lost, and our competitor wins the click overall. So our click-through rate actually goes down. We get a poor quality score. Our prices go up for our cost per click. And not only are we not getting good clicks, but you're also paying a high price. It's like a triple whammy of bad news. So how do we fix this? What's the solution? What do we got in store for you? Message match. And this is going to be we're going to hammer this in. So instead of lumping everything into one group, you need to get very, very granular in your ad groups. We're going to make it so that we're triggering specific ads for specific searches. And the more specific we get, the better the ads, the better the click-through rate, the better the pricing. I know that sounds good, and it's a win-win for our clients. So let's show you an example. In this ad group, it's all about Invisalign. We have keywords like Invisalign Tampa, Invisalign braces, even Invisalign dentist. And then right there, you can see in the ad, it's a complete match to what they're searching. So even if it was Invisalign Tampa, that right away is showing that they're in Tampa, that they're Invisalign experts, and that they provide that service. The next ad group, we see Dentist Tampa, best dentist, and dentist near me. Right away in the ad, we see that they are a dentist. We see in the display URL, and we see even in the description. So we just know we're in the right place. That is a dentist in the Tampa Bay area. And a final example is root canal as an ad group. So we have root canal Tampa, root canal cost, and root canal near me. Once again, clear in the headline, it says root canal Tampa, and right there in description as well. So the user knows that they're in the right place and that they should be clicking on this ad. This is the solution they've been looking for. So now that we're showing the searchers exactly what they're looking for, they click our ads more, which our quality score goes up and our costs go down. See how we're getting now discounts on our cost per click? So ultimately, do you see how message match and tight ad groups can dramatically improve your click-through rate and also lower your cost per click and have you start winning against your competitors by having some really, really nice keyword to add message match?
Hell yeah, dude.
You guys see that?
There's like a 12-second delay. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Hell yeah. All right.
Love it. Awesome. So you can literally decrease your ad cost by 30% plus by just doing this. You start getting that discount through a high quality score because you got that high click-through rate. Plus, you're getting super relevant traffic that's looking for exactly what you have. So diving into it, we're going to go into secret number 2, the buried Google Ads reports that costing you thousands. So the biggest problem with keywords in Google Ads, keywords are the words or phrases that you actually bid on when setting up your Google Ads. The thing is, most people are not searching for your exact keywords. They're searching for all kinds of variations. Just a little fun fact. Did you know that 70% of searches are actually long tail? This is pretty interesting because it goes into deeper when we go through the search term report and show you examples. So let's say I'm selling ultimately window tinting as a service. And I'll just go through that in my keyword bidding as a phrase match keyword, window tinting. And this means if anyone types in window tinting, then my ad will come up. So when I type in window tinting as my keyword, I'm thinking in my head as the advertiser, window tinting prices, window tinting Tampa, car window tinting, those sound like all good search terms for me. And that if people type that in, my ad will show up. But ultimately, this is where the problem lies and the reality for most advertisers on Google. Not everyone that is searching with the phrase window tinting actually is looking to buy my service. In fact, a large amount of searchers are not looking to buy at all, but they are still clicking the ads and I'm still getting charged for it. Now, that's just frustrating. How many times are you just seeing a ton of clicks come through, but no conversions? So here are some examples of irrelevant search terms I don't want my ad to show up on. You can see here in the right-hand column, home window tinting, residential, window tinting laws, and these keywords actually have thousands of searches each month, which could cost me hundreds, if not thousands, per month and per year. And so we look at one of the most vital optimization strategies when it comes to Google Ads is eliminating these irrelevant searches. You don't want to bid on these keywords. You want to actually negative them out. So Google shows you a report of all exact search terms you paid for, clicks for. So every time somebody actually searches for something and clicks on your ad, you get charged for it, and you'll see it inside the search term report. This is something you can use to optimize your campaigns by adding irrelevant terms as negative keywords. So we're going to go step by step and show you how to find it. So in your future campaigns, you guys are able to look through this, or your current campaigns, and we can actually go step by step. So once we go into Google Ads, you'll actually go under all search campaigns. You'll look under the section called keywords, and then under search terms is going to be exactly where you can find your search term report. So this is going to actually populate and show you every time you've paid for a click. This is going to show you where that click came from and how much you paid for it. This is going to exactly show you if there's any irrelevant traffic that you can negative out. So avoid these. We're going to want to use negative keywords to stop our ads from showing on these. Negative keywords allow you to ultimately to filter out and stop bidding on irrelevant searches. So we got some fun example negative keywords from our window tinting example. You can see the search term home window tinting, search term residential, and we want to actually negative these keywords out. So if I'm a window tinting company specifically for cars, when somebody types in home window tinting, I actually don't want them to be able to click on my ad. So we would add this as a negative keyword. We would add residential, commercial, laws, film, etc. Now, there are different ways. If you are a home window tinting, of course, this would work. But with us just being a specific service for car window tinting, we would want to negative keyword all these out. And we can actually do this before setting up the campaigns. So to add negative keywords, here's a step-by-step way to do it. We would pull up the search term report under keywords again inside of our search campaigns, and then we would go through and actually select the keywords that are irrelevant. After that, add as a negative keyword, and as simple as that, you are negative keywording. You're adding all those keywords as negative, so your ads won't actually populate for those specific searches. The next big thing is checking your search term report daily and continue adding negative keywords until you get a clean slate. And as a bonus, I wanted to share this little tip and trick with you guys. Start with some pre-optimization. So when you guys are planning your next campaigns, you can actually do some keyword research to find some long tail keywords that are irrelevant. Add the irrelevant terms as negative keywords before you even start the campaign. Once again, this is going to save you a lot of money on relevant searches and get the right traffic to your offer. So ultimately in the chat, let's see, I know that was a lot of info, but do you see how this will dramatically reduce your costs by eliminating irrelevant clicks?
Hell yeah.
Drop a yes. Let's see it.
Yes. Okay, I'm seeing them coming through. Yes, yes,
nice.
yes. Yeah. Hashtag yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, all right, there we go.
Right, cool. Awesome. Awesome.
That's the
Boom.
funny thing about doing the webinars, because there's like a 5-second delay.
Right.
So like, do you see it? And then
Yeah.
it's like, nobody sees it. And then there are a million come through. So
Right.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So the biggest one that we get asked all the time that I want to share today is how to get high conversions. And one of the biggest mistakes isn't even in Google Ads. It's not the traffic part. Most people have a conversion problem, not a traffic problem. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate with that. So one of the biggest mistakes isn't even in Google Ads, and it's costing conversions. It's that most accounts, people are sending their traffic to their homepage. Homepages are great for navigation, but not for conversion. So let's break down a typical homepage and its problems. Overall, you can see Sam's Dentistry here again. We have navigation. We have a clean design. It's, it looks pretty nice. Pretty well designed. Nice colors, nice branding. But the biggest problem is we have no message match. So let's go back to our example before about Invisalign Tampa. Right here, if they clicked on that, it would be dental care worth smiling about, and it says nowhere in the headline about Invisalign or Invisalign services in Tampa. So right away, the user is a bit confused on where they are and what they're looking at. The next big thing is we're distracting the users. Adding all the navigation and too many choices in there actually does a disservice for the user. So this allows them to be clicking all over the place. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And then finally, the biggest one of them all that we see is no clear call to action. There's no phone number on the page. There's no form for lead collection. Once again, if somebody has to actually go in and move around to find different areas of like how to contact people, they're not going to do it. They're going to get lost, and ultimately they're going to bounce off the page. And one of the biggest things we see with homepage problems is any slight sort of confusion will decrease your conversion rates. There's a quote that says, "A confused mind will always say no." So how do you fix this, and what's the solution? Enter the landing page. Bum, bum, bum. Who's ready to enter the ultimate landing page?
Carl, your throat's drying out, bro.
I know. Take a little sip of water. I'm excited. I'm excited to share this. So landing pages are pages specifically designed to convert users. When you run ad campaigns, we can actually target extremely specifically. We don't need to worry about anything for SEO, like putting in long form tags or navigation or even indexing the page. We can actually focus on one thing and one thing only: conversions. So everyone asks us, what should a killer landing page look like? And here's ultimately the perfect landing page and all the components that you need for at least above the fold. There is more below, but the above the fold, that's where your 80 to 90% of traffic is going to be, and where they're going to make that decision to opt in or contact you or bounce off. Some may scroll, but most of the traffic is going to be above the fold, as you know. So right away, we see the message match headline. This is going to be Tampa's Invisalign experts. And from the search of Invisalign Tampa, that person, that user actually knows that they're in the right place and have found the solution for what they're looking for. The next big one is copy that sells. It tells them right away that there's a new patient special. Payments as low as $129 a month. Invisalign is pretty expensive. So if there's any sort of roadblock in their mind that there is a price gap, this tells them there's payment options. Also, it builds trust with the business because they have been in service for over 30 years, plus that they've also been voted #1 company in the area. So having these little social proof and plus area for people to skim and learn about the business is a win-win. The next big thing that we mentioned is there's a phone number, which is click to call. So you can actually, on mobile or desktop, you can actually click this and dial from your phone or your desktop at any time. And finally, there's a clear call to action. There's a form on the page, and it shows people what to do exactly and actually tells them, enter your information below on how to do it right away. And so when we looked at statistics, a typical homepage will actually get conversions between 1 to 3%. These landing pages can 3x your conversions. In fact, we're getting up to 25% conversions on some campaigns. And let's look at here. Even if we got your campaign up to 10% conversion from that 3%, what would that look like for your business, for your life? How would that grow everything? What kind of impact would that have? So do you see how you can dramatically improve your conversions by using specific well-designed landing page? Let's drop a 1 in the chat.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's see. We
Boom.
got 1, 1, 1. Here comes the sales pitch.
Boom. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So I know I speak pretty fast. We covered a lot of details, but I want to make sure we drive everything home, and let's go into a quick little review. So by following the strategies laid out in this webinar, you can completely turn around your PPC campaigns. And remember that ROI is the goal. Remember, our end goal is to generate positive return on investment over everything else. It's not about how much a cost per click is going to be. It's not how much a cost per lead is going to be. It's a matter of generating positive ROI over everything else. The next big thing is using message match throughout your campaign. Start thinking how the consumer and the customer journey would be instead of just behind the screen and as an advertiser setting this up. Create some nice tight ad groups with themes. This will increase your click-through rate, increase your quality score, and will result in making everything cheaper. And every single day, you really want to make sure you're using the search term report and adding negative keywords. So check that search term report daily and eliminate useless negative keywords. I'm sure you will find, if you go in there right now in that search term report, you will find a treasure trove of just useless, irrelevant searches that you find. And finally, use landing pages to increase your conversion rate. These are going to be able to bump it up from that 1 to 3% from your homepage to 10, 15, 25%. I know everybody would love to see that, and I know your clients would as well. So if you follow the strategies in this webinar, you'll be off to a great start. You'll be off on the right foot. You'll have some pre-optimization. You'll be good to go. But I ultimately know there are some problems. I broke it down pretty simply, step by step, but Google Ads, it can be very complicated. It's constantly changing, and it's very multifaceted. Unless you do this professionally, it can really feel like you're stumbling around in the dark, and even smart marketers burn money with their campaigns because it takes such careful attention to detail. You got to be reviewing this thing every single day, plus working on your business, plus growing it, plus training employees. There's a million things you need to be doing other than your Google ad campaign. So would you like some personal help from the HOTH? Drop a comment below.
Yeah, let's see if anybody says if they would like some help, like to see how we could help them. All right, we got yes, sure, yes, help me. Yes, sure. Okay, Carl.
Nice. Awesome.
All right, that's awesome.
So for the last few years, we've been literally spending millions of dollars on our own money running paid traffic. We took everything we learned and put it into an advanced system and tested it behind the scenes for a year. Today, I'm super excited to introduce HOTH PPC. Whoop, whoop. So HOTH PPC is ultimately our advanced PPC service that does it all for you. It's a turnkey system, and it's the best way to ultimately start generating high-quality leads from Google Ads on autopilot. Instead of worrying about all the hidden settings and buttons, we put together an expert team equipped with the advanced strategy to get you stellar results. And let's break it down and show you how it works step by step. So when you join HOTH PPC, we ask you a few questions to get started. This allows us to do pre-research and put together the estimated cost per lead and number of leads that you can reasonably expect for your budget. We'll even set expectations in the beginning so you know what you'll be getting. This will allow you to actually plan out where you're going to see ROI, when you're going to break even, and how long it'll take. Next, you'll be assigned a dedicated campaign manager. Your campaign manager is your direct contact and the one that works with you directly on your account and campaign. Every campaign manager is Google Ads certified and ongoing training consistently. Next, we'll be going through your onboarding. We'll ask you a set of questions to help us dig into your target customer, and this actually helps us with keyword research, crafting the copy, and writing the perfect landing page. Man, almost too good to be true since we include all that. But with the onboarding, the one thing I want to kind of break down more is we learn about your business, we get account access, things like that. But we really dive into your customer and who your audience is, because we talk about message match a lot, but it's important when we write these types of things to actually understand who is your customer, what kind of service were they, what service are they looking for? What situation are they in? What is going to fulfill their need that they're seeking? What kind of outcome are they trying to expect? So this allows us to write really good copy and understand who is actually your ideal customer. One of my favorite lines I say on these calls are, if 10 people could walk into your business right now, what would those 10 ideal customers look like to you? And we start going through characteristics, demographics, and things like that. After that, we go through that thorough call. We have a really proven process where we research your competitors and see what kind of offers there are. This is looking into the marketplace, and we find a lot of times that competitors are offering either discounts or depending on things like that. And then we look into keywords to target and form them into tight ad groups. Plus, we write some compelling ads designed for high click-through rate. Once again, we're improving that quality score, getting you a lower cost per click. And then we even do pre-optimization by researching negative keywords before we even spend a penny. And on top of that, as an added bonus, we actually write and design all your high-converting landing pages. And these are beautiful. They match your brand and are proven to convert highly. And once we have approval from you, we show you everything, and then we go live and we start monitoring results. We check your account daily and perform our strategic series of optimizations while your campaign is being managed by us, from search term optimization to traffic sculpting to performance optimization, and then we start focusing on scaling. So when we break even, we start seeing ROI, then we focus on, okay, if we put 5,000 in, how much will we get in return? If we put 50,000 in, how much will we get in return in sales? I hope that's all making sense, and you guys completely understand the power of ROI. The next big one is that we wanted to make sure that everybody could have see what's going on with their accounts at all times without having to worry about hitting buttons or anything. So we created a dashboard so all times you can see your stats and leads 24/7. Plus, we'll send out weekly reports from our campaign managers, and you'll also be able to schedule calls with your campaign manager as well. That could be once a week, once a month, so on and so forth. And next, it's truly an all-in-one. It's a turnkey lead generation system that's going to allow you to get leads on autopilot. We actually have different ways of getting the leads, but most of our clients are waking up with new leads in their inbox every single day. But, this all sounds great, but I got 3 major rules that we need to discuss. We have to set some expectations before we get into this. So the first one is your business must be generating consistent sales. If it's a brand new business, there's other ways besides paid advertising to be getting sales in the door, and we highly recommend that. The next one is you must be able to spend at least $1,000 per month in ad spend. And what that does is gives us enough budget to get enough data and traffic in the door to make sure you have enough opportunities to get a positive return on investment. The next one is you must be able to commit 3 months. Now, this isn't a contract. It's more or less a verbal commitment. And so the reason being for 3 months is because, from 30 to 45 days from your campaign actually being live, which we get most campaigns live in less than 10 business days, just in case you're worrying about that setup. From 30 to 45 days, that's where we want to see us breaking even. And then at that 90-day from campaign being live, that's where we really start seeing you going in the green on your ROI. So, all these different things, all these different agencies are tacking things on, but we decided to make some simple and easy to understand pricing. So if we look at it, if you are spending around $1,000, your flat fee will be $500 with everything included, and everything is based upon your ad spend. So if you're spending $10,000, it would be $1,500 per month, and then if you're spending $30,000 or up, we just charge you 10% of ad spend plus just a one-time setup fee. Since there is so much involved, we handle tracking, we handle landing pages, we handle all the ad copywriting and research. But as a special one-time offer and a special thank you for being here and spending time with us, we want to really waive that setup fee for you. That's a $250 value. All you have to do is actually book a call with us and speak to one of our sales guys. So if you'd like some help with your Google ads and your campaigns, you go to thehoth.com/rock. We actually built a special page for you, and if you click on that to book a call, the actual waive setup fee will actually be locked into your account. So go to there, and you'll be able to get that deal in no time. And I'm super pumped on sharing some of the great results and reviews that we've seen so far with HOTH PPC. Once again, we had this e-commerce PPC client that we reduced their cost per lead by 85%. Imagine if you could see your cost per lead go down by 85%. Where could we scale it to at that point? So his cost per conversion pre-HOTH PPC was $403. And a few months later, we got it down to $56 through these strategies that I showed you today. And don't take my word for it. Take it from him. Working with HOTH PPC has been truly a real pleasure. Made great progress with only a few months, and he highly recommends HOTH PPC. Next big one is within 90 days, we drove 752 leads for an auto dealer in 90 days. Could you imagine what 752 leads would do for your business? And then another one. We drove 200 plus leads for a local retailer in 30 days. I mean, the cost per conversion is super low, plus got 200 plus leads. Imagine in the next 30 days what 200 plus leads would do for your business. So to recap everything, HOTH PPC is leads on autopilot, generating leads 24/7. It's a done-for-you Google Ads, dedicated campaign manager. You get an advanced PPC strategy, keyword research and ad copies all included, some high-converting landing pages, transparent reporting, all the bells and whistles, conversions and everything. So I want you, since for being on here and hanging on so long, I want to make sure you take care of this webinar special and go to thehoth.com/rock, and you'll actually be able to waive that setup fee once you book a call with us to learn more about HOTH PPC and how we can grow your business with Google Ads and help you guys manage your campaigns. So with that being said, and long rant, I'm going to bring on Clayton, and we're going to go into a little bit of Q&A and answer all your questions. Thanks so much for being responsive, guys.
Oh, yeah. Awesome, guys. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can throw them in the chat. We're going to try to answer as many as you can. Again, thanks so much for joining us. I'm hopping back in here. Carl, you need to take a drink of water.
I know.
Dude, your voice was going out. I think Carl's been screaming at the screen for like the last 30 minutes. So, yeah, if you guys have questions, throw them in the chat right now. And if you want to check out our special offer, go to thehoth.com/rock. That's where you can get the discount, the $250 off. Or if you guys just want to book a call with us to talk about how we can help you specifically with your PPC campaigns, just go there. There's a place really easy for you to book a call. Okay, so throw your questions in the chat. We're going to try to answer as many as we can. So let me see what we got here. Okay, so I'm just scrolling up. I see that Josh, thanks so much for joining. He says, I spoke with Carl on the phone. He taught me a lot. I suggest booking a call. That's just such a nice compliment. Nice. It's not a question, but a very nice compliment. Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we try to, we've been doing this a lot in the last, I would say, years, just, talking to people about their campaigns. A lot of times people have questions, and as soon as we start breaking down what their campaigns, what we would do differently like that, a lot of times they're like, oh, wow, this is way more than I thought about. So hopefully we can help you guys too. So if you want to book a call, there's a place right on that, thehoth.com/rock. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. We got Renum. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Thank you so much for joining. It says you did not mention anything about keyword search tools. Yeah, we actually internally, we use a few different ones, but our go-to is Ahrefs. We use that in two different ways. One is for just in general searching for keywords, but we also use that to spy on competitors.
Yep. Yeah, so Ahrefs is our go-to. If we want to get very specific, maybe for a local business and the specific searches each month, Keyword Planner is another good one, but Ahrefs is kind of our go-to, and the Keyword Planner is kind of second.
Yeah. And then I would say if you guys want a free keyword research tool, we actually offer a bunch of free keyword research tools on our website. If you just search the HOTH keyword research, we also have a bunch of keyword tools for you there as well. Let's see what else we got. We got someone asking, how about connecting to Google Analytics? So you want to take that one, Carl?
Yeah. So if you're talking about the traffic and going into Google Analytics, we actually take care of that. So we set everything up through Google Ad Conversions, Google Analytics, and Google Tag Manager. So it's pretty seamless. So any traffic that's coming from Google Ads onto your landing page will go and fire off into Google Analytics.
Yeah. So we didn't really talk about tracking that much, but it's a really huge part of it. Tracking is not super fun or exciting or really great for visuals on a webinar, but tracking is a huge part of it. And a lot of times one of the biggest wins that we have is going into someone's account and finding out that the tracking is messed up, and then actually setting up proper tracking through Google Tag Manager and all that kind of jazz. So, all right.
I would say that's one of our biggest things that we see when we audit is mistracking.
So we got Pratham. Thanks so much for joining us. It says how to optimize the budget. Well, the thing is, budget optimization, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. Essentially, all the parts of Google Ads, like running like a Google Ads management service, is essentially literally just trying to optimize your budget. Yeah. And like throughout this webinar, we kind of showed you some of the 3 big levers that you can pull. You know, the first one being that you want to have message match going on throughout your entire campaign, meaning like your keywords match your ad groups and your ads, all that kind of stuff. Second one being that, sorry, Carl, was the second thing that we covered?
That's hilarious. So we covered getting a cheaper cost per click was number 1. Message match.
Negative keywords, adding those, keeping track of your negative keywords. And the third one being like, you know, actually getting really good high converting landing pages. Sorry, my mind blanked out there for a second. But yeah, the thing is like optimizing your budget is a really complicated thing. We didn't even go into a lot of the other stuff we do. You know, like let's say if you are a business that only operates certain times of the day or you know, actually answers your phone certain times of the day, you would want to day part your ads. Or sometimes we have businesses that prefer, they get a lot of calls. People want to pick up the phone and talk to you, and other times they want to fill out a form to learn more. So we look at the stats on that, start optimizing based on that. There's a pretty big optimization process that we go through. So, I mean, that's the entire point of having it managed for you. So, because there's so many different levers that you can pull to optimize for your budget, okay? All right, let's see what else we got in here. Thank you so much for the question, by the way. All right. How do we boot the call without purchasing? I'm not sure what you mean, Tim, if you can clarify.
How does he book the call without
purchasing? Book the call without purchasing. Yeah, you don't have to purchase to book a call. Just go to the hoth.com/rock, and there's actually a section on there where you can literally just book a call right there. All right? And you don't need to purchase or anything like that. All right, let's see here. Random says, do you create the landing page or do you ask the website designer? You want to take this one?
Yeah, so we actually create the landing pages in-house. We've, with our development team, we've designed a landing page builder. So everything is done in-house. And then a lot of times on the confirmation page, we'll redirect them to the website so they can learn more about the business. But we first have to get them on that landing page.
Yeah, so yeah, we really wanted to make this a really turnkey system. And so that's why we don't even just take responsibility for the ads, but we actually take responsibility for getting the actual leads in the door. And when we can do that, we can actually deliver it to you guys in like a really nice report, send the leads to you. And then when we need to make changes, you can just call somebody up and make the changes as opposed to going through like a developer and a designer and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really turnkey system for you. All right. So let's see what else we got. Thanks for the question, by the way. So do you work in Spanish sites or English only? Jorge, right now we're pretty much working English. I don't know if you've taken any foreign language.
I've not taken foreign. Well, I have, but I definitely don't know it. But we have worked with some Spanish campaigns where we found good running English campaigns, and then we've had somebody actually internally convert it to Spanish for us.
So if you have a question about it, let's talk. If you just want to set up a call with us, we'd love to talk to you about it more in depth. Fran, thanks for joining us. Fran says, is this white label PPC or direct to businesses? So Fran, this whole thing can be white labeled for sure. All of our reports are white labeled. They don't have any HOTH logos on it or anything like that. So you can definitely white label this service, okay? All right, Steve, thanks for joining us, says definition of a conversion. So you want to take this one, Carl?
Yeah, so we see this kind of skewed quite a bit. To us, the definition of a conversion is actually someone taking action. So this could be a phone call, they could be opting in somewhere, or they could be messaging you. So it's actually someone taking action and engaging with the business, not so much like viewing a page or something of that nature.
Yeah, and a lot of times when we see people come in, they have their conversions, quote unquote, set up wrong. So their conversions we actually had a client like maybe like a month or two ago. When they first came in, they had like literally every page on their website was set up as a conversion. So they had thousands of conversions, and they thought that they were crushing it. But when we dug into it, we were like, oh, your tracking set up wrong. So we fixed the tracking for them. So yeah, what Carl said for us in terms of these campaigns, in terms of like a lead gen campaign, a conversion would be a lead, like if you collected the lead's information, or a conversion can also be a phone call that's made to your business, okay? But yeah, there's lots of different ways you could define conversions. Thanks so much for the question. All right, let's see what else got here. Let's see if we got more questions. All right. Says, if my customers like to do little research, that way I have issues with the landing page. My customers like to read, check, and compare. Any ideas? I'm not sure if I understand that question. If you can clarify that question, be happy to answer it. All right, see what else we got. Scott says, when you start your campaigns, do you start with modified broad keywords? So maybe you talk about that.
Nice. Yeah. So Scott, we actually start with we keep it very, very tight. So we keep it with phrase and exact match keywords. That way we're getting very similar. Once again, keeping that message match strong. Now, if we're not getting enough traffic, we can open it up to using broad match modified keywords, but we normally never even go to, we normally don't have to go there, or we never go to broad match keywords at all. So we start with phrase and exact, and maybe we'll open it up to broad match modified.
Yeah, we like to be really careful when we launch campaigns that we're advertising on the right things. So yeah, exactly what Carl said. We like to start it really, really tight. And because a lot of times what we're working with is like $1,000 budget or a couple $1,000s a month in budget, we don't have a ton to work with, and our clients are okay with getting slower, results. So if you have a larger budget, we can get a lot more data faster, and we can open up to like broad match modified, stuff like that. But in general, we keep it pretty tight in the beginning. All right. So thanks for the question, by the way, and thanks for joining us. All right, Chaz says, is the AdWords account our account, or that you access, or your account that we access? So you want to take that one?
Yeah. So all the Google accounts that we use are actually your account or your client's account. So everything that we create inside there, you will own: the ad copy, keywords, data, everything. So yep. So everything you will own.
Yep, pretty simple. You'll just, like, when you come on board, you'll just give us your AdWords ID. We'll add it to our MCC account. We'll request access. We'll get access to your account. So a lot of times we can dig in and we can look at previous campaigns if you've already ran something, and we can find some good wins there, or we can show you like what was messed up before, where you were like spending money that you're essentially wasting money. So yeah, it's your account essentially. Yep. All right, let's see what else we got here. Are these soft leads or hard leads? I don't know what the definition of a soft or hard lead is.
Yeah, so if I think I know what it is, a soft lead. So let's say right now we have a soft lead. To me would be maybe like name, email, phone number for like a sell my home, and then a hard lead would be maybe they filled out a longer form. So we do that a lot, where they'll fill out a smaller form on the lead landing page, and on the confirmation page, they can actually take action right now and give us more information about the situation that they're in. So if that qualifies them as a hard lead, then yeah, but that's what we can do if that hopefully gives you some context.
Yeah. Olivia's asking, what is traffic sculpting? And I'll take that one. So traffic sculpting is one part of the optimization process. Essentially what happens is, like, you might have a group of keywords that, they're pretty similar, but then you find out that one is converting really well. What you can do is you can pull that out and create a whole new ad group just based on that one that's going to get really high clicks or really high conversions, and then you can start negativing that out to other ad groups. So you're essentially sculpting the traffic so the exact right searches are going into the exact right keyword groups, and that really helps improve conversion. So it's just another part of our optimization process. There's a lot of stuff that we do for optimization, and it can get really hard to understand if you've never done it before or whatever. Yeah. Like, even as it's coming out of my mouth, I'm like, if you've not done this before, it's really hard to explain. Right. But that's essentially it. Is like making sure that exact right searches are going to the exact right ads, and so that you can convert everything a lot higher.
If you have any more questions about that, Olivia, feel free to contact us and we can clarify that for you. Maybe break it down in specific situations for your business.
Yeah, man, these questions are great. Thanks so much for putting in these questions, guys. If you have more, feel free to throw them in there. I love it. We still got 181 people live, so that's really awesome. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Nan says, is the landing page on is the landing page an interior page on the website? So you want to take that one?
Yeah, so Nancy, we actually build out the pages on our builder, and then it's on a subdomain. So it would be like explore.yourdomain.com. So it wouldn't be yourdomain.com/landing page. It would be on a subdomain. And so we help everybody get that set up with like the CNAME record and the technical side of things, but it is on a subdomain compared to the regular domain. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yep. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Random is asking about mobile speed. You want to take that? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so mobile speed, we actually work on this quite a bit. Most of our landing pages are below 2.5 seconds, below 2 seconds.
Yep, all the landing pages, it's really important this year and beyond, even for like the last few years, to make sure that all your landing pages are viewable on both the desktop and on mobile. So yeah, all of our landing pages are designed to look really beautiful on mobile. Similarly, page speed is big, so we work on page speed optimization. Our sites, our landing pages are super lightweight. They load extremely quickly, so that's something that we take care of on our end. And, you know, like with your regular website, you have all this navigation, you have themes, you got all these images, you got a bunch of scripts loading in the background, things like that. Tons of plugins. People are crazy on the plugins. So we actually avoid all of that, and that's why we put our landing pages on a subdomain on your site. It's the best combination because you get to keep your branding, so it's still yourbrand.com or whatever you have, your main domain, but we also get to use these beautiful design landing pages that are designed for you. They're lightweight, and, you know, they have good page speed, all that kind of stuff. So we really try to think it all the way through. All right, how much Google cut through money invested? I'm not sure if I understand the question, but I think they're asking about how our pricing is. So if you guys want to check out the pricing, go to thehoth.com/rock. But essentially, it's based on your ad spend. So if you pay $1,000 to Google, our thing starts at if you're at a $1,000 ad spend, you're going to pay us a $500 monthly management fee, okay? And if that goes all the way up to $4,999, you're still paying a $500 management fee. And then once you get up into $5,000 per month, you're paying an ad spend, then we charge $1,000 a month, and it just kind of goes up like that. So hopefully that makes sense.
This is a good question.
Okay, let's see. Is this from Rob? This one?
Yep.
All right, so Rob, what's up, man? Thank you so much for joining us. Rob says, in terms of a small market, 20-mile location, what's the best strategy for keywords and ad groups?
Ooh.
So you want to take it?
Yeah. So, I mean, the keywords are kind of difficult. That just comes down to really keyword research and what your business is. I will tell you, I'll give you more or less, I would focus on search campaigns, a call-only campaign, and then definitely make sure you have some call extensions as well as location extension. So I would focus on those, and then the keywords are really based upon, what it's going to be, what your business is. So I would focus more on the structure of the campaign, the strategy, and then focus on the keywords.
Yep. And we could also do like geolocation targeting, you know what I mean? So like, we can just target the people that are searching in that area. All right, let's see what else we got here. Shika says, mention free tool that improving SEO. This is not an SEO webinar. It's a PPC webinar. All right, John says, do we have to use your landing page builder, or can we build the landing page with your suggestions on how we can make it better? Right now, we're building all the landing pages. That way it's totally hands-off for you. If you have suggestions or things you want to change, we always work with the clients to make it really good. But we build all the landing pages, so it's a hands-free experience for you. And that means if there's we can monitor the pages, any issues, we can always, you can always just call us and we can just take care of everything for you, okay? So we wanted this to really be like an all-in-one type of thing. Let's see what else we got. Andy says, do you also do Gmail PPC for the campaigns as well? Okay, so there's lots of different things that you can actually do in Google Ads. Google Ads has search campaigns, display campaigns. Actually, you can run YouTube ads inside of Google Ads. for the most part, right now, what we're focusing on is we're focusing on search campaigns. And if you have a specific situation, there have been times when we dipped into either retargeting or a little bit of display. I think Gmail would fall into that display category. So if you have a specific need for it, then we can talk about that. But for the most part, we're really focused on where the majority of traffic lies in terms of like how most people want to get leads, and that's search campaigns. That's because most of these search campaigns, we're looking for somebody that has an intent. That when you're searching for something, you have an intent, you're actually looking for something, and that's what we want to capture with these, okay? But if you have specific questions or you have specific needs, we've done a lot of really cool things, so we'd love to talk to you about what you need. Okay, Tim says that the PPC have wholesale pricing. So right now the pricing is what it is, but if you buy on this webinar, you can get a $250 discount. So I will say that. Let's see what else we got. Matt says, is this for search only or do you do display as well? I think I just answered that actually. So Scott says, do you suggest setting up campaigns for clicks or CPA? You want to take that?
Yeah, for sure. So Scott, if you're just starting out with any campaigns and have no data, brand new, I would start with just manual CPC, cost per click, and then move from there. So the problem with these automated bidding strategies is that Google actually doesn't have any data to go off of to make the not the smart campaigns, but the automated strategies actually work properly. So if it's 6, 7, 8 months down the road, you might be able to go with CPA. Clicks, I've found it's literally Google's way of spending the most amount of money, and it's very crazy, but CPA, which is cost per acquisition, does work well in some cases, but I would start with manual CPC.
Yep, I would agree with all that. Let's see. iKyle says, can the HOTH campaign manager interact directly with our clients on a white label basis, or are HOTH campaign managers only available to interact with the agency? Carl, you want to take that one?
Yeah, definitely. So as of right now, we don't interact specifically with your clients. Now, in the past, we have worked with you on crafting emails. We've worked with you answering specific questions that the clients may have, and really taking, whenever we work with any client, reseller or direct to business, we focus on speaking without any lingo, and that a lot of people will actually just copy and paste our emails straight over to their client. So we make it as easy as possible to read and navigate and understand what is going on.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And all of our reports and all that kind of stuff is white label. So you hold the relationship with the client. So a lot of times that's the thing that kind of works really, really well for us. All right. So let's see what else we got. Let's see. I'm gonna keep scrolling. We got a ton of questions in here. Wow.
Nice.
That's okay. Kenneth says, do you do Google Shopping for e-commerce sites? You want to take that one, Carl?
Yeah. So we've done a few e-commerce campaigns. So if you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to assess that. Right now, we are mainly focused with lead generation, but we can hopefully fulfill your needs.
Yep. Yeah, so just reach out with that. Like right now, we're really just focused on lead gen, but we want to talk to you because we're getting that kind of started up. All right, so let's see what else we got in here. How to allocate the budget for a lead site and conversion site. I'm not sure if I understand that question, so if you could rephrase, that would be awesome. All right, Mike says, how to get a good quality score when there's very little information on the landing page, not many keywords. So Mike, we did mention quality score in here, and it can be important, but I would say it's not the end all be all. Really the thing we wanted to focus on in this webinar is getting really good message match. And that's the biggest thing that we see that hurts people's quality score, is that their ads are being shown for keywords that are irrelevant. And that means they're not getting good click-through rates, and then Google's assigning a bad quality score. So if you follow the message match part that we talked about, just making sure that your keywords really directly match your ads, and then additionally actually match your landing page, then you should have a decent quality score, and you should also have good conversion rates, okay?
Yep.
So now, in terms of like the landing page, when we were breaking down the perfect quote-unquote landing page there, we showed you like what was above the fold. A lot of times we put a lot more stuff below the fold. It depends on the the actual advertising, the offer. If it's an easy to understand, really quick offer, we won't do very much. But if it's something that requires a lot more information or trust or anything like that, we'll have a lot more information. But usually we don't have a problem. If you follow the steps that we laid out in this webinar, you won't have any problems with kind of quality score. So hopefully that answers your question. And guys, if you want to get in on this deal, you can go to thehoth.com/rock, or if you just want to talk to us about your campaigns and what's going on with you, there's a really easy place for you guys to book a call, okay? So, yep, let's see what else we got in here, all right? Let's see, Adrian, are landing pages on our own domain, or are they using subdomain, or are they using a different domain? I think we covered this earlier, but just to clarify.
Yeah, so everything will be on a subdomain, so it'll be like explore.yourdomain.com. So yeah, everything will be built through a subdomain, and we can help you on the technical side of setting all that up.
Okay, we got another question that says, what about display ad collateral? Does your team design? So for the most part, we are focused on search campaigns in here, but when we do the display ads, yes, we take care of everything. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, what happens to the AdWords account after the subscription period? Let's say 3 to 6 months later if we do not wish to continue. You want to take that one?
Yeah, it's a great question. So once again, everybody owns all their Google accounts, Analytics, Tag Manager, and Google Ad account. Now, if for some reason you don't have those accounts, we can actually set those up. That's included in HOTH PPC. Now, the landing page you do not own. We do own that, but you do own everything from your Google Ad, Analytic, and Tag Manager account.
Yeah, and there's no contracts or anything like that, so you guys can cancel at any time.
Yep.
But really, if you're getting good ROI, getting good leads, we see that there's not really there's not a huge reason to cancel. And also on top of that, we're also doing constant optimization. So you're always getting better prices, better ads, better conversions, things like that. So one of the things we didn't mention in here is, like, for instance, after we get enough clicks, we can actually start making more decisions on what ads are working. So we said that we set up 3 ads to begin with. Well, after we get enough clicks, we can actually turn off the worst ad, and then we also just set up another ad. So that means your ads are just like constantly being split tested until we find the best one, and then we take the worst one off, and then we put another one in there that goes up against them. So your ads are constantly always getting better. All right. Scott, do you manually optimize budgets? So yes, we manually optimize the budgets. I mean, that question is pretty general, but we do go through and we pull like about 14 different levers, as you guys saw in here. We're looking for a few different things. We're trying to optimize the budget by using negative keywords, getting rid of irrelevant searches. We're trying to optimize the budget once we get enough data to figure out what keywords are actually converting, and we can traffic sculpt those into their own groups. We can also look at performance optimization, like what is actually getting conversions, and we'll shut off the ones that are not getting conversions. And then we can also scale up. From there, let's say you want to sell more of a certain service. We start scaling that up through either the actual budget, the bidding strategy, all these different types of things. Okay, so it's hard to give an answer in like a 30-second soundbite, but yeah, there's a lot of considerations to be made. So yeah, it's a pretty cool, pretty in-depth technical optimization process. Yeah. But when you put all these things together, you can get some really, really great results. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Netanel says, if my customers like to do a little research, that way I have an issue with landing page. My customers like to read and check. Do you think landing pages versus home page? Still not sure if I understand that question, but I'm going to try to address it anyway. So if your customers want to check our landing pages, they can totally do that. If we like build a landing page, we don't ever push anything live until you prove everything. That goes for not just landing pages, but ads and all that kind of stuff. So you can always check with us, and we can go back and forth. But yeah, we build out landing page for all the campaigns that we do, and yeah, definitely we 100,000% recommend landing pages over home pages. It's actually our third secret. We focus on it a lot because a lot of people, they struggle with this. They send all their traffic to their home page, and they struggle with low conversions. But as soon as we put on our own landing pages, you can see us like triple or quadruple their conversion rates. So we definitely recommend landing pages, okay? Let's see what else we got. I would love to see webinars that are not aimed at the viewer, but to help the viewers sell these services to clients. Candace, thank you so much. We actually have a whole section on our website dedicated to this. If you search the HOTH Sell SEO, we have probably a 3,000-word article on selling services to clients. So you can check it out there. It's called like, search like the HOTH SEO reseller or the HOTH How to Sell SEO. It's a huge guide. It has a ton of videos and everything in it. So I think that could be very helpful. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Still got questions coming in.
Have we ran?
You see one in here?
Yeah. Have we ran, Vivian, have we ran ads in Canada? Yes, we have. We run ads all over the world. So if you have a client or yourself in Canada, I'd be more than happy to help you.
Yep. All right, let's see here. What is more effective when defining keyword minus phrase matching or use the plus symbol? So both. It's not that one is more effective. I think you're talking about match types and whether you should use phrase match or you should use plus, which would be broad match modified. So it just depends on your campaigns. We like to start off pretty conservative. We like to start off with phrase match because that kind of limits it. But if we need more traffic or we have more budget or we have a really good list of negative keywords and we're confident that we're not going to open us up to the wild, wild west of Google's broad match, we'll start adding in broad match modified. That's a plus symbol that you're talking about. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. Let's see, Steven says location restriction recommendations.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Okay.
So yeah, Steven, if that's meaning where you can advertise, that one's a difficult one. If your business is in somewhere where you can't advertise on Google, unfortunately, you'll have to look at another platform. Now, if you're looking to restrict where you actually want to advertise, you can do that by geo-targeting. And then on top of that, we actually add in negative keywords of different cities or state around us. So if somebody types in, say, like dentist Georgia, we obviously wouldn't want somebody finding that for dentist Tampa or dentist Florida. So we'll put those as negative keywords, and then we'll also exclude major cities and states around our areas so people outside of that area can actually see our ads. So we do a few different things when looking at locations. So
Chandra says, couldn't you use your booking page for a landing page? So I would have to look at your booking page, but there's a lot of times when if you have a business where you actually want to, book something for XYZ, what we'll do is there's sometimes when you're coming in, if a client or a potential client, a lead is coming straight from an ad, and then you ask them to book a call like right now, or book a strategy session, or book something, there's sometimes a lot of resistance. So what we found, our strategy that we usually do is we use our normal landing page to collect the lead so that you can follow up with them. But on the thank you page, we'll actually ask for an action now. So that way you get the best of both worlds. Number one, you get the lead's information because there's a low barrier to entry, and they can just put in the information. You can follow up with them. But then on the thank you page, we're also saying, hey, if you book now, you can get a special offer. If you call now, you get a special offer. So we try to get them to take immediate action, but also have that backup of having, their information for you to follow up with. Hopefully that makes sense. You got anything to add to that, Carl?
Yeah, no, you hit it on the nail. Just there's a lot of resistance when it comes to actually booking. There's a lot of commitment when it comes to that. So
cool. So yeah, again, guys, if you want to get on this webinar special, check out the HOTH PPC, or even talk to us about your campaigns. Remember to go to the hoth.com/rock. There's a special place there where you can book a call with us and talk about your PPC campaigns. Now, it's kind of strange, guys. We actually launched this huge webinar. We had 300 people attending. We still have over 130 people live, but we actually are only taking on 15 more clients this month. So if you want to get in on HOTH PPC, we will probably sell out. And by probably, I mean, we are definitely going to sell out, especially after we talk to all the people that have just booked calls with us. So if you want to get on HOTH PPC this month and not be on a waiting list or something like that, I would definitely suggest going to the hoth.com/rock and either hopping on now or booking a call with us so that we can talk to you about your campaigns. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Still got messages coming in. All right, and 125 people live. Yeah, I love it, guys. Thanks so much for all your questions. All right, so do you do Polish search ads? Oh, we got a lot of international audience. Yeah.
So I mean, it depends on a few things. If it's in the language, we could work with you on that. If it's a business in Poland, we would just have to make sure that abides by Google's policies and everything like that. But I don't see a huge problem.
Okay. Just says, I have a database run product pages. Would you provide updates to the landing page? So we do all of our own landing pages. This is mostly for lead gen. Chester, I don't know what kind of business you're in. If you want to clarify it later, we could speak about it more specifically. But essentially, we're trying to just generate leads. And then after that, you can put them through your own funnel and then send them to your product pages. And a little bit later, you might want to look for, if you are an e-commerce store, then you can look for when we start really digging into e-commerce. So,
Yep.
All right, let's see. Nancy says, these prices don't seem to be for resellers. How much could we charge for our own clients? So a lot of times what we like to do is we like to suggest to resellers to double our price. So if you have low budget clients and they're only spending about $1,000 a month and you charge them $1,000, if you took our $500 monthly management fee and you doubled that, it wouldn't really work out that well. But if you have clients that are in the higher tier budgets, that's when it starts making more sense, okay?
And maybe even using some of these points to sell those higher end clients of just focusing on ROI and kind of breaking that down for them to better understand that. They may be willing to spend a little bit more with you.
Yep. Debbie says, what domain is this landing page on? So Debbie, the landing page is actually going to be on your domain, but we do a subdomain of it. So for instance, you would have go.yourdomain.com or offer.yourdomain.com. You can pick out whatever you want. And all we do is we just take the CNAME and we put it over onto our own servers, and that way we can keep the branding of your domain, but we still can control the landing pages and make sure that they're really well designed and all that kind of stuff we talked about. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Can we embed the landing page on our website with an iframe or WordPress plugin or subdomain for SEO traffic? Yeah, we just answered this, I think, but we just do we put the landing pages on a subdomain of your website. So it's pretty much it. Is the landing page built using ClickFunnels? No, it is not. We have our own system for doing it. All right, so let's see what else we got here. How do you check the quality score for your ad?
Yeah, so under keywords, just look at keywords, and a lot of times this is not a general setting. In the keywords, you'll see your keyword and look all the way across to the right-hand side, and in the little navigation, you'll see columns. Click on columns, and then in the little search bar, type in quality score, check mark those, and save as a custom column set, and now it will appear for each keyword, but this is not a general setting in Google Ads.
Hey, Keith. Keith is asking, is there a price discount if we set up as a white label service and scale? How about this? You should definitely book a call with us because we have a few different ways to give you discounts. But we can tell you about those on a phone call. So if you want to go to thehoth.com/rock, you can talk to one of our account managers. Or if you don't already have one, we'll connect you with one. And we can tell you about, there's a few different ways we can do pricing discounts as you are scaling up. So, all right. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Someone is asking, funnel. Tofu or Bufu? Top of funnel or bottom funnel? Nice. Well, actually, we just like to, Google Ads right now, if you're trying to get leads, hopefully we're trying to hit people at that inflection point where they're closest to the bottom of the funnel as they can. That's what happens a lot. You get people in, if they're searching for emergency dentist right now, that's pretty bottom of the funnel. They need their teeth fixed today. Yeah. So a lot of times, when we're running search campaigns, they have such high intent that, you can get these to turn into real sales very quickly. Now, this is so general. It just depends on your sales cycle. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we try to get really high intent keywords. Those are the ones that we're targeting, trying to get the leads in the door so you can close them very quickly. Yep. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Let's see. What do you consider reasonable and realistic ROI for search and shopping? So to be honest, this is such I don't have a specific general recommendation. I think that any ROI is good, okay? Now, I saw in the beginning of this webinar, we did an example. We said $1, if you give us $1 we give you $2, and then we showed you kind of how to scale up, and a bunch of people were chit-chatting about that, and I think they missed the entire point. The entire point is that it doesn't matter that much. All that matters is if you're getting ROI. And there's a quote that says, the person that's going to win, the business that's going to win, is the one that is going to be able to spend the most to acquire a customer. And the biggest business in the world, they'll go into the red for years advertising because they know they're in it for the long-term game, okay? So that's how I think about our. I would say, here's what I think about for our own ads. We're not e-commerce store or anything like that. But when I think about our own ads, my thing is I want to break even within 90 days. Okay, so that's a lot more than most people. A lot of people want to break even within a day or the first week or something like that. But when a lead comes in for us, I wait, I put it in a bucket, I wait, and I see if that ad produced ROI within 90 days because that's about our sales cycle. If that works, then we'll keep scaling up. And that has worked out pretty well for us. That's why we've been on the INC 5000 list for the last 3 years. Last 3 years. So it's kind of hard to give like a really good specific answer because I think it really depends for everyone. But that's kind of how I think about it. Do you have anything you want to throw in there on that?
No, I think you nailed it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So Olivia, I've asked this question twice now. Sorry if I missed your question. Just throw it in again. There's like literally like 1,000 questions in here. I'm trying to get to them all. So if I missed your questions, I'm really sorry about that. Just throw it in one more time, and I'll see if I can get to it. All right. All right. So next one, I have a question. How do you know if the problem of my clicks not converting due to search term or landing page? What comes first?
Oh,
you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So definitely check out your search term report, and it'll tell you right away if it's relevant or irrelevant, depending on your business. I mean, if you're seeing a lot of traffic, then you obviously have a conversion problem. So I would start focusing on that. So yeah. So to me, if you're getting a lot of traffic and the search terms are relevant, you have a conversion problem at that point.
Yeah, to be honest, I would really just follow the steps that we laid out here because they're all three very important in conversion. So the first thing is I would make sure that you have the message match, right? Make sure that you have the right keywords for the right ads, so to make sure you're getting the right clicks, okay? Second thing is I make sure to eliminate the negative keywords, eliminate the irrelevant keywords by using negative keywords, just like we talked about in this webinar. And the third thing is making sure that your landing page is set up to convert highly. That means having the message match on there. That means making it so that people can easily convert and come on. All that kind of stuff. These all are very important. So I wouldn't say there's just one area you want to focus on. You really want to look at the entire picture of all the way from when someone searches through them actually giving you information, because they're all very important levers that you need to pull. All right. So Chester says, so what about single keyword ad groups? Skag Chester, you know what's up. Yeah, single keyword ad groups can be great. A lot of times we don't start off with them until we start seeing them convert. But once we start seeing them convert, we can also do that. I love it. I think it's a great way so that you can get some really nice conversions, man. So, all right. Do you keep your negative keywords in broad match? So, Chandra, great question. Negative keyword or broad, in terms of negative keywords, the default for Google is exact match. It's actually probably the worst option. It depends on the keyword. If we find something that we know that there's a lot of variations for it, we can keep it as broad match. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll do phrase match negative keywords because that will knock out most of the irrelevant searches. But sometimes we will do broad match negative keywords, okay? All right. Rob says, I'll give phrase match and exact match a shot. Yeah, that's what we start with, Rob. But then if you have enough budget or you want more traffic to your campaigns, I do like actually opening it up to broad match modified, but you have to do it in the right time. Otherwise, you could end up like advertising, having your ads come up on a bunch of irrelevant keywords that you should not be there for. Google takes a whole lot of liberties. Now, even this year, they came out and they said that phrase match, they're not even going to treat phrase match like an actual phrase anymore. They're going to start modifying it. That's because literally Google wants to suck as much money out of you as possible. Right. And, the entire point of this is to not let Google do that. Yeah. All right. So let's see what else we got here. How often do you look at campaigns per week?
Yeah. So we visit campaigns 5 days per week. And that's going through the search term report and negative keywords. It depends on where the campaign is and in the optimization steps. So we may be going through and optimizing, but we do look at the campaigns and accounts every single business day, so 5 days a week.
Vivian says, do you work with companies who already have their own landing page tool? Yeah, if you have your own landing page tool, we will work with you. But we are going to be able, if you're running campaigns with us, we're going to create our own landing pages. Because we want to, like all the reasons that I showed before, is that we want to, if we're responsible for running your ads and getting conversions, we're going to be responsible for every step of the way. So we need the pages to be mobile responsive, load fast, have our designs, and at the same time, we're testing your landing pages. We want this to really be a full turnkey service, and this is what works really well. All right, so that's what we do. All right, do we pause all our ads while you run your campaigns? You want to take this one?
Yeah, so Chandra, for the most part, we do. It just depends on if we're focused on certain services. So I'll give you an example. For web design, they may have campaigns for web design, and we may be focused on mobile app development. So our campaigns would just be on, and we won't turn off web design unless we were building out another campaign for web design.
Yeah, I would say probably 70, 80, maybe even 90% of the time we'll come in and look at clients if they're running campaigns. We'll take a look at the data, and a lot of times we just start over for them. And so we set up brand new campaigns with all these things that we talked about in the webinar in mind, because we just really need to start over from scratch. There's always things that are messed up, and it's better for us to start from scratch. Now, with that said, there are like maybe 10% of campaigns that we come in and the client says, hey, we'd like you to just run some lead gen ads for this one section of our business, but we're actually running some campaigns over here, and we can work with you on that kind of stuff. For the most part, I would say we really do just start over from scratch. Yep. That way you make sure you get all of the things that we talked about in this webinar and more. You know, we do it actually right from the beginning. So
nice.
Have you run a lot of auto repair campaigns? So this process can pretty much work in any industry. We've worked in the auto industry. We actually have a case study on our case study hub about this. I don't know if we've done auto repair, but yeah, the same process applies to every kind of applies to all different industries. So
yeah, and Andy, I know specifically for auto repair, the biggest thing is getting customers in the door. But also the biggest thing for repair shops is they want to be able to actually get under the hood or get so it could be a tire special that allows them to actually see your brakes and then upsell, or get under your hood to maybe do free fluids and then they upsell you. So that's the biggest one with auto repairs, is that they want to upsell the customer when they get in with a free offer or a low cost offer.
All right, guys, I just realized that we're answering questions that came in at 2:47, and it's actually 3:20 now. So I'm probably missing a ton of questions, guys. So if you want to talk specifically about your campaigns, we'd love to continue answering your questions. We've been on here for about an hour and 20 minutes. Carl's voice is dying, so we'll probably stick around and answer a few more questions. But we'd love to talk to you specifically about your campaigns. Go to the HOTH.com/rock. We love it for you. There's a place where you can book a call with us about your. We can just talk to you about whatever kind of questions that you have, either about your campaigns, or if you want to work with us, we can talk with you about that. Again, guys, HOTH PPC. You guys get it's a really done for you Google Ads service. You're going to get dedicated campaign manager, an advanced PPC strategy, keyword research, ad copywriting, high converting landing pages. This is all included, transparent reporting. So if you want to check this out, go to the HOTH.com/rock. Okay. Thomas, thanks for joining us. You said when we switch existing accounts to you, will you create new campaigns? And we put the old ones on hold. I think we just actually answered that. A lot of times that is what we do, but we'll just work with you specifically based on whatever it is, whatever your situation is. So Kenneth asked us 8 times, do you do Google shopping for e-commerce? I think he must have accidentally hit the control copy paste too many times. Hopefully you're all right, Kenneth. But if you want us to do Google shopping for e-commerce sites, talk with us, book a call with us. We've started doing them, but we haven't launched it as a public service yet. So, all right, let's see what else we got in here. All right, can I get a replay of this webinar? Yeah, we'll send out a replay after this. We'll put it on the HOTH.com/rock, just in case for whatever reason you don't get it. Visit the HOTH.com/rock tomorrow, and we'll have the replay up there. All right. All right. If you are connecting to my client's account, will they know that I'm outsourcing to the HOTH? No, they will not. We actually use a white label Gmail address. It's called PPC Management Team, something like that. PPC.managementteam.1, something like that. And so no one will. If we're adding your client's account into our MCC, then they won't know. It'll just be pretty general. All right. Let's see. When is the display marketing session? Yes, somebody wants a display marketing webinar, dude.
Well, you have to see the display ad first, and that's how to get in.
Yeah. Keep your eyes out, guys. Okay. So let's see what else we got here.
Josh said why.
Josh said
I don't know why, Josh.
I don't know why. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. White label question: is there a price discount if we set up as a white label service and scale? I think I already answered that one actually. I prefer purchasing different URLs like .co/us.net for my clients' landing pages. Do you have a problem with that? No. All we need is we need to be able to just change the CNAME. And so wherever you want to put it is fine with us. We find the CNAME to be the easiest. But yeah, hey, we can throw the landing pages wherever as long as as long as we can get the CNAME changed. So All right, let's see here if there's anything else we got. Should we choose keywords that are not as competitive? Some words are so expensive per click. Well, Chandra, a lot of times if keywords are very expensive, that means there's a lot of people bidding on them. That means that they're working. So I want to bring it back to the beginning of the webinars where we said you shouldn't really focus on necessarily the cost. You should focus on the ROI. So that's really the most important thing. Some of the best campaigns that we have a campaign, somebody spending $10,000 a month right now. Clicks are what, like $50 a piece plus. But if they get one client, it's $30,000. So even though the clicks are very high CPC, like the opportunity for ROI is enormous if they just get one client. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If there's a termination of services, do you terminate the landing pages? Yes, we do. Okay, but you get to keep you have your whole ad account and everything. All right, because we create the landing pages on our side. There's not really an easy way to give them to you.
Chester, what about SSL for the landing page?
Yep.
Yeah, we actually have that built into our system, so you get an SSL certificate with every landing page we build.
Yep.
Full free.
Yep. SSL for free. Yep. All right. Scott says, where do we find quality score? Thanks for answering my initial question. I think you already answered it, but if you're in Google Ads, you have to add it under columns, under keywords. Okay. So just if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's not
once again the hidden things of Google.
Yeah.
You know?
Google's trying to hide all the stuff that's important, right? Well, Gene says, where plastic surgery practice last month, our ad account got restricted for drug terms, neurotoxins, and adult content before and after photos. Does a HOTH have experience working around AdWords policy restrictions on plastic surgery? Yeah, I would love to talk with you, Gene, specifically about it. But Google Ads can be tricky, especially in the medical space. So we love to take a look at your account, take a look at ways we can get around it, things like that. So if you want to book a call with us, thehoth.com/rock, we can talk about your campaign specifically, okay? All right, let's see what else. I'm interested but have to think about it. Can you send us the PowerPoint slides to review? Yes, Jeff. Just check out the hoth.com/rock tomorrow. We'll have like the slides and a replay and all that kind of stuff. And actually, if you want to just think about it, we'd love to talk to you. Go to the hoth.com/rock and book a call with us, and we can answer any questions that you have, okay? You mentioned you add the account to your MCC. What effect does that have on our client and our MCC account? It doesn't have any effect.
Yeah, it's just a way for us to keep everything organized.
Yep, and our stuff is all white label anyway, so it doesn't say like the HOTH has access to your account. It just says like PPC management team says. All right. So it's in your best interest not to say work around, but work with AdWords policies. I would agree. Thank you, Jason. All right. So let's see if you got anything else in here. And he says, I got to go, but I love you guys because you walk the walk. Thanks for always putting out the best and most accurate info. Much appreciated. Andy, thank you so much for the compliment. That's very nice of you. Thanks for joining us, man. We'll keep trying to do it. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got time for like one or two more questions. Thanks for the talk. It has helped me and pretty much confirmed some of my thoughts I was having about the way Google has gone. Basically, too sophisticated, complicated, expensive for a small niche market company, seasonally based to compete with and break into with successful ads. Diane, actually, I would disagree with you. Actually.
Yeah.
We actually the thing about working on Google Ads is that you're really only competing with your competitors.
Yeah.
And most of your competitors have no idea the strategies that we just showed you here.
Yeah.
So we actually love working in small niche markets. We work with tons of local businesses.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that we showed you today, like the results that we got where we drove hundreds of leads for a local retailer, 200 leads for a local retailer in 30 days. We drove 700 plus leads for a local car auto dealer in 90 days. I mean, these are competitive local niche markets, and we crushed it in it because they have the HOTH and this crazy strategy behind their back. So hopefully you got that message. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, Diane, I would love to speak with you. So if you go to hoth.com/rock, put a little message in there, and I would love to speak with you personally and kind of break through some barriers and see what we can do for you.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I was hoping that this would be an inspiring webinar. All right, cool. So, guys, I think we're running out of time right now. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to just hit us up at thehoth.com/rock. Book a call with us. We'd love to talk with you. And if you want to hop in on this webinar special, we got $250 off. We're going to waive your entire setup fee. You're going to get everything that we talked about in this webinar. Done for you Google Ads, dedicated campaign manager, advanced PPC strategy, keyword research, ad copywriting, the whole 9 yards, guys. So check it out at thehoth.com/rock. And again, one more time, we are actually only taking on 15 clients this month, and we had 300 people live on this webinar. Okay, and so we already see a bunch of people coming in and booking calls with us. So if you want to hop in, you can either hop in right now, or you can just book a call with us, and we will get you right in. So guys, you want to say anything else before we hop off?
No, I think that's good. The calls are kind of cool because not only are you going to be on with account manager, but also one of our PPC campaign managers will be on the call as well. So you get a little bit best of both worlds. So yeah, thanks so much, guys, for having us. I appreciate your time.
Yep, thanks guys for having us, and we will see you on the next one. All right.